Linda, welcome to the show. I am Rudzani.
I'm Sefo.
Oh, sorry. I'm the bestie ever.
Yes.
And I'm here. And what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about two things,
Maybe more.
or maybe more, many things.
Mm-hmm.
And the main things we want to talk about are, as seeing as it's Women's Month, feminism, and the other thing, pro-Africanism. Two very random topics to be put together, but
It's the way.
feminism. Let's start with feminism, ladies.
Yes.
Your views.
What's good?
I would like to start with
How you
views.
do?
Seeing as
Okay.
she's going to leave us soon.
Feminism, I've read that it's the advocacy of... No, I'm defining it first so I can tell you what I think of it.
Okay, so
Yeah. Apparently, it's the advocacy of women's rights in terms of equality.
Okay.
So seeing that now, I'm for equality to a certain extent, right? Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah, because okay, for instance, most feminists are very extreme. You know, they want to do exactly what men can do. I remember on Facebook I saw this other peeing thing. It's pink, so you put it.
the shiwi.
Yeah, the she exactly. See, that's like the extreme version of feminism. That's not even equality. That's just wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
So seeing that now I'm Christian, I looked up the whole religion versus feminism, and feminists believe that religion oppresses women, because when I have to speak in terms of Christianity, we are told that we're supposed to submit to men, we're supposed to be the helper, we're supposed to be less, we are the weaker vessel, right? And Christianity, according to Dr. Miles Monroe, since in Genesis it says that God tells Adam and Eve that you both have dominion over serpents and whatnot and whatnot and whatnot. So there's like a miscommunication, or I don't know.
Wait, why would you still think? Wasn't I talking to you? Or weren't you telling me about that?
Yeah, I was telling you about that sometime in the week, that people have found proof in the Bible that indeed women are somewhat one step behind men.
So here's my point on that. Okay, it's going to sound like I'm anti-religion, but I'm not. But yes, actually, the truth is I'm anti-religion. I'm not anti-belief. It's okay. It's good to be Christian and to believe in Jesus Christ, to believe that He's your Savior.
Well, it's nice.
It's nice. It's good. It's nice. It's amazing. It's whatever.
Okay.
Right? Everybody is entitled to their own belief. It's your
Sure.
right as a human being.
Yeah.
My thing is against religion. Religion is the rituals and the practices which develop from your belief.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So religion is going to church. Religion is the rules. Religion
Yeah.
is the book.
Yeah.
Religion is
Mhm.
the preaching, the doctrine. Right? That's religion. And unfortunately, belief can be pure. Right? I have my beliefs. You have your beliefs. They can be pure. They can come from a very good place. Right? But religion is always has an element of human in it. And human is dirty. It's not. So what happened is, in a society where you want to control one group of people, your religion is going to make it okay. Don't you think? Think about the KKK and racism. They found evidence in the Bible that black people were less than white people. They found this evidence in the Bible, the very Bible we read, to say that women must be submissive. So if you're going to look at it from that perspective, don't you think that maybe a man who wrote the Bible wanted to control this woman and told her that if you don't submit to me, you're going to go to hell?
Sure, can I elaborate now? Well, I'm actually not elaborating. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm not agreeing with you.
Okay.
First of all, I found out, I think 2 months ago, when I was reading this part in the New Testament, right? And it was about women putting dugu on their heads before they pray or when they go to church and whatnot, and men cannot. It's either they should have hair or they should cut their hair, something like that. And there's another part that people always miss, which says that is the old church, as in the Jewish customs, because Christianity originates from Not Judaism. Oh my goodness, Judaism. Yeah, it originates from that again. So Bona, obviously they had that thing where women were inferior. So now with the New Testament, it's the exact opposite, which the Bible tells that it tells us, you are not subjected to the law, which is that law again, because now we have grace. I doubt that in terms of women being empowered, God is against it. Because he says that we are both equal, even though, yeah, you can ask. I feel like I'm going to be attacked for religion. Go on.
No, it's not about religion. You know how you say it's the old church and all of that?
Yeah.
You know how in the Bible somewhere it says pigs are dirty and all of that?
Yeah.
Does that mean now bacon is fine?
Bacon
Yes,
is fine
bacon is fine.
Bacon is fine!
Okay, just
Bacon
for
is
the
okay.
record, Dubi is attacking me because I don't like bacon. And it's not, I'm not looking at bacon as dirty food. I'm just saying that I don't like bacon.
Okay.
Allow me to not like
You know what?
bacon.
We could have a whole podcast. We could have 6 podcasts about bacon. That's not correct.
Bacon
Yeah,
is the
but
best.
That's way too many.
Okay, but I agree with some parts of feminism where I think women should be equal to men. For instance, I was talking to Beyonce, oh my word. My bad.
Sorry.
I was reading up on Beyonce. No,
To the members of the Bayhive, shouldn't
I was
we-
listening to her
Beyonce is
documentary.
God.
No,
don't
come
attack
on.
The Bayhive is dangerous, guys. The Bayhive is
No.
very dangerous.
I was listening to her documentary, Life is But a Dream, and there's a part where she says that even in the entertainment industry, even when she works super hard, she's still paid less than a man that doesn't even work as hard as her.
You know, while we're on this money situation, in tennis, when tennis players are paid exactly the same per match, not per match, per match up, let's put it that way. Let's say me and Tanzania playing, we get paid the same for that. But men play more tennis than women. So in turn, men get paid less than women. Because men play 5 games and women play 3.
Okay, but let's take soccer for instance, Banyana Banyana Bafana Bafana, which is more promoted?
But now, how, okay, I don't want to say,
Okay, when it comes to sports, right, here's the thing. I went to a hockey game, a touch hockey game. I won't mention which teams were playing. I forgot. But there was a men's team, and there was a men's game and a women's game, right? People came, because these were very different teams. It wasn't like the women's team of this one. No, it was 4 different teams, and the games happened to be playing at the same time on pitches that were adjacent. Eventually, all the people who came to watch both teams ended up watching the men's team. And this is why. I don't like hockey, but people who like hockey said this. The girls' game is prettier, right? Not in terms of the girls itself, but their game. They have more flair, more skill, more shots on the
it's
ball.
not rough.
But the men's game is faster. It's more exciting, you know. And that's the thing with sports. Men are physically more powerful than women because of evolution, right? And I'm not saying women are weak. I'm saying men are physically strong.
Okay, then let's go back to intellect.
Now, if we go to intellect as well, right? Men and women are equal, right?
Yes.
A study was done actually that shows that I'm not justifying paying women less. I'm just saying studies have been done that show that the evidence is there for that. If a man and a woman have the exact same career path, the exact same career path, right? Most of the time, they get paid the same, on the same level. The problem is that most of the time, it should be all of the time, which is where I don't agree with the system. Women are still being unfairly advantaged, right? The average woman is making, in America, 68 cents to the dollar for a man, right? But you must factor in life, right? The average woman is going to have kids. She's not going to go to work as much as a man. If I start a degree at the same age as a girl, right, and she takes 2 years off to raise children, right, not that she's forced to, not that it's her role, I'm not saying that feminists will kill me. She chooses to because she has the right to choose. Yes, feminists, women have the right to choose to be housewives. She chooses to do this, and then she comes back into the market. Obviously, that 2 years she lost is going to factor into her pay, right? And I do understand that sometimes, you know, I do understand that sometimes, you know, men or people when they're hiring don't hire equally or fairly, you know, and that's a problem. But sometimes before we argue or fight something, we must look at the whole problem. Otherwise, we will not be able to solve it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, but now, this is the thing. This is what I was saying, that women will take time off and whatever. As a woman, if you decide to have kids and all of that, you have the choice of taking 3 months off, for maternity leave.
4, yeah.
Yeah, it's for okay. Which, however much time it is, in that time you are not working, you're not making money for the company. Please don't kill me for this. This is just something I feel.
Sure.
You are there 4 months of your life gone. These people aren't making money off of you, but you're getting paid.
No, you're not. You get paid by the UIF.
Okay.
Exactly. So it doesn't affect the company unless they want to hire someone in the place of a woman.
Okay. You see, that I didn't know.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, for women should be equal in terms of the workplace. Fine, it's not our fault that we can conceive. It's actually a great thing that we can conceive because you guys are here because of us. Right? Imagine if we said we should be compensated for conceiving all of y'all. Don't you think would be...
No. For you to conceive, you also need the man.
Exactly, but who does the hard job?
It's your choice, man.
No, I'll come really seriously. No, but traditionally speaking, you get men that go, I won't marry you if you cannot make me children.
Okay, yes, okay, we get that. We don't want this to melt down into that. If we get into that point, we're never going to end. Biology is what it is. We didn't choose biology. Unfortunately, the system turned out the way it is. Right? So, on that point, yes, women do have, there is an expectation for women to, become the nurturers.
Can I just say something of it? I just feel like this whole woman conceiving thing has been used as an excuse so women can be thought less. We're using that. Women do more than expected. Imagine if, even though fine, we take 4 months off or whatnot, we work damn hard. And us working damn hard, we have children we support, we freaking multitask. Imagine, we come back from work, we teach children how to cook, how to clean, how to do their homework, whatnot. A guy comes, no offense, he's tired. He'll spend time with the kids and joke and laugh and whatnot and go back to bed and probably do something with the lady and, But I just think if women were to be paid more than men, that the economy would be so much better and there will be so many things. I don't know. I just think it will make life so much better. Because apart from seeing girls that put on their weaves and whatnot, you get some responsible women. For instance, my mom was a single parent. From a salary of 1,000 back in the day, she managed to get me to a model, my sister and I, to a model C school. Apatale transport. Make sure that there's food for us on crew. Make sure there's lunch when we go to school. And also make sure that she has money to go back to work, to go back and forth to work. Imagine if she were to be paid more. Young girls would also be encouraged to get educated. If you look in Africa, the most children or gender is girls that are not educated compared to boys. That is wrong. That's why I agree with feminism to some extent. And we just think for a woman conceiving is like this hoo-ha, but it's not.
Actually, I agree with you 100%.
I also agree with you.
I mean,
Hey.
But now, there's another side that feminists attack. That the men perpetuate the thing, but it's not. We don't force you to do it. We don't force women to do it. This whole objectifying of women.
Oh.
We as men, we like bums, we like thighs, we like boobs, we like nice things.
Men are visually stimulated.
But
Yeah.
wait.
It's a biological fact.
But now, with all of that, men pay women to do all of this. They're not saying, hey, bro, do this or I'll kill you or whatever. They're like, here's money, will you do this? And they agree. Why aren't those women attacked? Why are the men attacked?
Let's take media for instance. Seeing that the world is so-called male-dominated and it's a man's world, and the people that have money are men, Okay. So if you have money, you control people's opinions, you influence their opinions, right? So if you look at marketing, I remember we did this in sociology. The whole notion of blue is for boys, pink is for girls, it's just a marketing scheme so people can buy more pink things and more blue things. But now, when you take the whole women and how women look, men affect media greatly because they are the ones that are mostly in charge of it. So they tell women what is beauty. They tell them what looks good and how they should do this and how they should. We don't see it because we are in the forefront. I get. So we thinking, oh, okay, Konja, this is good, this. But then you find most designers are men even. Do you get where I'm going with this? It's male driven. So you guys influence us to believe that having a butt is beautiful and having this is like that. But considering if a woman were to be there, I honestly think it will be more emotional based on how, if you feel beautiful and you feel comfortable, hey.
You know what the biggest difference between men and women is? Which I've seen.
Is that the core of this argument, the differences between men and women?
Feminism.
It's just feminism.
The topic is feminism. What specifically about feminism?
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Just the motion.
It seems like you're just going into like this rabbit hole of different
Yes,
arguments
they
and
do.
fractal
That's the problem
opinions,
with feminism.
and that's okay. That's okay, right? That's okay if that's what you're aiming for. But I want to know what the core issue is over here, so that you don't get sidetracked by all these little things. Who's controlling that and who's controlling this? Because there's so many arguments within the arguments you're making. You're saying that who controls most of the money? It's men. It's not men. Most of us are poor. Most human beings are poor.
But
there are very
gender-wise-
few rich
Most of
people,
the rich people
that
are
control
men,
a lot
yes.
of money.
Thank you.
Why are they
Most of the
rich?
people are-
Because they're using that money to make more money from us, the people, the poor people. The poor people have a sway of what rich people can stay rich from.
Yes.
They will only be rich as long as we keep them rich.
Thank you.
So this is an argument contained within another argument of who controls the money and therefore who controls people's opinions.
You know what? It
So,
stems from. It
By
stems
the
from
way,
fact that-
this is Lee speaking.
Oh yeah,
It's other
Media Fortnight, just another poet. Like me on Facebook, advertisement.
So I agree with you. It's this thing of a woman will go and buy a magazine. Oh, I hate how they portray us, and read. Oh, I hate how they
Yeah.
portray us, and give their money and read.
Yeah,
You know?
you vote
I hate
with
having
your
to wear
wallet.
makeup while
Oh,
buying
you guys
makeup.
don't get it.
Okay.
We do get it.
Wait,
So
wait,
this is what I was saying. I was saying.
I get it.
Okay, can we
Before she
get a
reads.
woman's perspective before she?
Okay, let me first go back to his point, Nick. The reason why we keep going here and there is that my whole point is equality, right? The fact that women are not equal to men in certain extents, especially when it comes to finance or in the workplace or anything like that, right? Going back to the whole beauty notion and how let me say this. Marketing makes sure that you see something so many times that you think you need it. And when you think you need it, you get it. Take for instance, Ponds. We don't need Ponds as women. But because we've seen it from a very young age and we keep seeing it now, we think, oh, can I get pimples? I need Ponds. You understand? We don't need vegetables, no, we need Ponds. Why? Because it's marketing, and marketing is controlled by people that have that company, that have money, and the gender is male.
All right. But I think you've misunderstood the core of my argument. The core of
What's
my
it?
argument was not about who's controlling what,
You're
where this
going for
money
rich
is,
and
and
poor,
what
are
does
you?
all this. That is not what I'm going for.
What are you going for?
My point is a question, actually. I have not made a point. I can
Okay,
make
make your point.
many arguments over the other many arguments you have made. But my question is, what is the core of your argument? Is what you're looking for within feminism equality? Because then that excludes radical feminism, where such men are inferior, or these people should be paid more, or this should happen and that. What is the core of your argument?
I'm
What would you like to
justifying
argue?
feminism in terms of equality.
Justifying feminism in terms of equality.
Exactly.
I don't think any of us disagree with that. Do any of us disagree with
I
that?
don't disagree.
That's why we're having
Okay.
this discussion.
So it's not a disagreement. We've all come to an accord based on that. Equality is a good thing. We agree with feminism that promotes the equality of women wherever they are.
You know what? I agree with the idea of feminism.
The idea of feminism.
I agree wholeheartedly with the notion of equality.
Okay,
right?
so it's implementation that's our problem.
My problem is the implementation. And
Implementation.
the implementation, the problem comes when you bring in the idea of, thank you for reminding me of that, the radical feminist. Right?
Okay.
The radical feminist
Any
is like the
radical
radical anything.
Indeed.
The radical Muslim, the radical Christian, the radical this, the radical that. The
Indeed.
radical is the worst.
Indeed.
You know what destroys you? You know what's killing you right now? Free radicals in your body. Right? Radicals bring death. That's it. To whatever cause, whatever body they are part of, the radical will bring death. Why? Because the radical feminist will say death to all men. Who's going to support this?
I read something once. Some
Oh,
woman
you guys.
had an abortion because she was pregnant with a guy,
Yes.
with a boy
Okay,
child.
no,
You know what I
honestly.
read? You know what I read? I read an article where this radical feminist was arguing that consensual sex between a man and a woman is tantamount to abuse. Because why must the woman be penetrated? Why must
my
it be so violent? She said, if the purpose of sex is to make more people, you could simply jerk off, right, and inseminate the woman without the violence of sex. That is why men are evil and they must all die. Because consensual sex between two people is terrible and it's bad for women.
So
that is radical feminism. That is what I don't like, and that is what the name feminism, that is the image that the name feminism brings about. If you're fighting for equality, I'm all for that. But that word feminism, that's the image that is conjured up. You know, the image of people attacking the women. There are many women who say, when I grow up, I want to marry someone because that's what they want, right? And live a comfortable life and be a housewife. That's what they want. And women will attack them. Women who call themselves feminism. You are attacking a woman because she is choosing the life she wants. Because your point is she must choose another life that you want for her. Isn't that the thing you are fighting? Isn't that the very idea you are going against? That's my problem with feminism.
I just want to, as an aside, doesn't this feel nice? Common ground.
Yes.
Now we can find out. Now we can find out what we're arguing about. Now we can find out what we're arguing about. All right. So the implementation. We all agree that radical, if anything, is bad. We don't agree with radical feminists' views. Am I correct in assuming that?
Sure.
She's not sure. Please.
Yeah, to some extent, yeah.
To some extent, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you agree with them? Yes, you disagree.
I disagree that
Yes, you disagree
to some extent they
with
do
radical
go.
Well,
Yeah, they do go.
Okay. Would you like to justify some aspects that you think are perfectly justified?
Not now. I just
now.
feel like they probably have some reason somewhere.
You think they have some reason to oppress other women?
Okay, but no, stop it.
No, that's my question. That is my question. That is what radical feminists are. That's the point we have come to. That's what Rizani brought up. That their point is to suppress other women's opinions as long as they're not.
Okay, look at it this way.
The biggest problem with radicals of any kind is you oppress any message that is not yours.
Okay, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate now.
Okay.
That would be lovely.
Look at it this way, Nick. It's like taking someone from a very poverty-stricken area. They're so used to poverty that they're comfortable in it. They like if they poor, it's okay, right? And I come and I'm wealthy and I'm like, dude, but you can have more. Don't you want more? I show you more that you can have. Not that because it's not that I think you're crazy or you're insane. I just think you can have more because there's so much more to offer. You get me?
Okay.
So that's the point I'm trying to prove. In terms of feminism, they could have more. It's not that they're being like extremely anti-men. They're like, no, but fine. But you can have this. If they can benefit like this, you can benefit like this too.
So is your point equality, or is your point taking people who want less and making them want more?
No, but it's not equal if there's rich and poor. That's not equal.
Well,
for instance.
Okay. Now, here's the problem with equality and human society, right? We want equality for black and white people. We want equality for men and women. Those are the two biggest differentiations that we have. Those are the two biggest equality fights that we have. And we want equality for people who have different sexual orientations and all of that, right? And here is a fact of life that we can never escape. The human being comes from animal, right? As much as we've evolved, the human being comes from animal. As much as we've evolved, we still have a very primal behaviors, right? We still have instincts. And the one thing that I've realized, this is purely observational. This is what I've seen, right? Human society cannot exist without hierarchy. There will always be hierarchy. If we abolish money, right? If we got rid of money and it's like there's no money, right? Obviously there wouldn't be rich and poor, right? I give it 5 minutes. Already someone would be like, I am taller than the rest of you. I am better. That is it. That's human nature. Human nature is to find the differences between us and to determine which difference make the other better and the other lesser. Sure. And it's always going to happen. If you remove money, we will find another thing. We will get salt. I have more salt than you. I am better. Right? If I have longer hair, I am better. That is, you see it in children. Two brothers from the same mother in the same economic situation. I run faster than you. I am better. Right? That is just how human beings are. Right? Now, The fact of the matter is, money is the thing, is the game. And there will always be rich people and there will always be poor people. And now, the way you get rich and poor in the world has been determined by other games. What color you're born, what gender you're born, what country you're born in, when you were born, how you were born, what your family looks like. There are people who've been denied jobs because they don't come from a nuclear family with a mother and father. They were raised by a single parent. And the company didn't feel like it was right. You know? These are stories that you hear. You hear many terrible things about people being ostracized or put down for this or whatever reason. You know, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too tall, you're too short, your skin's too dark, your skin's too light. You know, you don't talk the right language, you don't talk the right way, you don't have enough money, and that is human existence. We'll always have these differences now. Bringing it back to feminism, equality is beautiful, right? But first, we must admit that we can find equality in many things, but not in all things, because it is against human nature for us to be all completely equal, to be all completely the same. We have decided as a human society that there are certain roles that certain genders must play, there are certain roles that certain races must play, there are certain roles, and it changes, it ebbs and flows. And it changes based on the laws, it changes based on, it changes based on the laws, it changes based on the customs, the cultures, it changes based on the time, you know? And that's just it, you know? We can accept it, or we can fight. And change only comes when we fight. When we say, okay,
isn't that where the radicals come in, though?
The radicals, I feel, don't want the same thing that everybody else wants.
Yeah.
They want their own narrative to be the main narrative.
They deal in absolutes.
Yes, absolutes. And there is no absolute on earth, in life. There is no absolute.
But they're not stopping because they want to aim for absolute. Does that make it seem wrong?
They're not stopping because they haven't achieved what they want.
And the
And
fact
then they
that
make
you-
life uncomfortable for the rest of us.
Yes.
Are
I
you
mean, if
uncomfortable
you're gonna,
by
I feel
the
very
radical?
uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
All radicals make me feel uncomfortable. If I sort of,
Because they're anti-men, you have to feel uncomfortable.
no, not just that. I mean, look at if radical Christians, right? I am somewhat Christian. If radical Christians manage to take over the world, I feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'd feel uncomfortable.
I would feel so uncomfortable as a Christian.
Yeah.
Why? Because
It's not Iowa.
look, I'm a Christian, but I'm not an absolute Christian, which is the problem. They deal in absolutes. You know, one day I'm gonna look at my neighbor's wife and say, oh, she's pretty. Then I'm gonna have to have my penis cut off.
Or at least, pray.
Or pray a couple of
forgiveness.
times, or get a few lashings. I can't live like that. You know, middle ground is the best ground. It's so beautiful to be in the middle, the center. It's beautiful. The gray area. Live in the gray, black and white. These are just two colors. There's so much gray.
But now, with the topic so broad as feminism,
yes.
where do we find that middle ground?
Oh, that
common
gray.
ground?
That gray is difficult to find.
I think we already have found that gray, that middle ground, the aiming for equality thing. Even though I hate to pull out sort of like buzzword things, but you know how affirmative action and those sort of things seem to be geared against a certain race, even though they're trying to balance the scales,
Yes.
right? Things that may not look progressive, that are progressive. Things that look radical even though they're not radical. This is the problem I have. The problem that radicals are preventing these types of conversations where we can say, look, we agree there is an inequality here. We would like to balance it somehow. And then radicals say, yes, we should balance it by completely removing the other scale. And that's what's stopping, that's what's ultimately suppressing even what the feminists cause there, stopping their own cause from coming. I personally think that radical feminists are really concerned trolls, in that their opinions will never be changed no matter what data they receive, no matter what they get. Nothing can change their opinion, but they seem to be sincere. They look to be people that are fighting for this cause. They seem to be, they can even martyr themselves. But ultimately, they don't really care. They're concerned trolls. They're preventing any sort of progression, any real progression from happening. Because we can't have conversations of how should we do things so that women feel more empowered in the workplace. Because that ultimately harkens back to, like Rodzani has said, it gives you the impression that there's sort of this radical mentality behind it. What they really want is to make men uncomfortable, not women comfortable. And that is the problem that I have with these things. So I myself, I agree with feminists. I think we have a common ground. And I think that radical feminists are working very hard against
us being able to stay there.
Can I be like the devil's advocate again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Keep taking my job.
So I'm so sorry. So look at it this way, man. Mentioning the woman. Okay, I also read this thing where I think one of the feminists she said that she doesn't want to be on top when she's having sex with she doesn't want the guy to be on top when she's having sex. Why must the guy always be on top? It's supposed to be equal, and I must be on top too if you can be on top, right?
Every now and then you must switch sides. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Being on top is tired. I just want to lay back. I'm just saying.
That's like a chore. It's like
Sometimes we do it sideways, face to face.
Can I mention something then? I think some of these radical feminists are filled with a lot of hurt. Apart from them being passionate, it all comes from the hurt caused by men. That's why they're anti-men. For instance, if you take a girl that's raped, some of them will be anti-men because they felt that their power was taken away, hence they want their power back. So they go and they attack men.
Which is why the adage hurt people is so true. Hurt people.
Yeah.
I was confused for a second.
Yeah, so
I also feel like a little bit of radicalism is necessary, A little bit.
As a catalyst,
Yes.
yes. As a strategy to continue, it's kind of like, okay, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy.
be that guy.
Look at our current political situation in South Africa, right? Yes. There was lots of radicalism when we fought apartheid. But apartheid stopped. And now you have the people who fought apartheid, the radicals, in power. It won't work. The people who lead you to a fight, into war,
Mustn't be the people.
cannot be the people who lead
after
you
that.
in peace times.
Yeah.
It never works. It never works. It didn't work for the Romans, didn't work for the Egyptians, it didn't work for any empire before. It's not going to work for us, and we're going to crumble.
It is
It's not
not
going to work for
working
Can I
men.
finish?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Quality.
Yeah, so the reason why I mentioned that whole point of, now I'm lost. Yeah, the whole point that they were hurt before. I think the reason why they are so radical is because they also faced a lot of inequality, whether in the workplace, or anywhere else. So that's what makes them so driven and believe that women can have more. Like I said, if I see that you don't have what I think you need, doesn't make me bad because I think you deserve what I think you need. If I'm making sense.
Come again?
Wait, please say that again.
Yeah, if I see that you need something, right, I think you deserve what I think you need. For instance, if I have diamonds and gold and whatnot, and you have like those Jesus things, like those wood things, and I'm like, okay, like, but you can have like a serious rock, you have wood, I have rock. So I think you need the rock. So let's fight for the rock.
I want to counter that point. That kind of thinking, I think, is what's wrong with a lot of things in the world.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, I just want to know: is that your entire point? Are you done?
Are you done?
Not really.
Oh,
All right, just
Yeah, okay.
Wrap it up.
I was just saying that the reason why those radical feminists are so passionate and whatnot, it's because they were hurt by men, not by women. So even though we can say they're doing this wrong and doing that wrong, but the point is they were caused hurt by you guys.
Okay.
Stop. It doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it right,
That's true.
for one. And the other thing
That's
is,
so
you it's not the first time you make that point, or you come up, you go at that angle that I have nice things, and I see you don't have things that are as nice as I do, and I want you to have these nice things, right? So I will now come and show you. Look, you can have this. You can have this. You can have this. But that's the problem.
Isn't
with
that
society.
like the media though?
That is the media. That is the problem with society. I have, and I want you to have. And when I don't have, I want to have. And then I want you to see that I have, and then I want you to have.
And I want you to want to have.
Yes. So now my problem is, why not just do you? Do you? I have. Okay, that's nice. I'm comfortable. If you come to me and you say, you have, I want, I'll tell you how. Right? If it's possible. You know what I mean? And if it's not, I'll tell you, excuse,
Had a boy.
hide. You can't have. Right? and whatever consequence that comes from that. That whole notion that, okay, if so-and-so is driving a fancy car, everyone must drive a fancy car. It's not going to work. You know, some people will have and some people won't. And that's just the fact of it. Because of scarcity, there aren't enough resources for everybody to have everything. Which is why there's war, which is why there's this, which is why there's that. Scarcity, right? And I'm not saying not everyone is going to eat. There's enough food in the world for everyone to eat. There's not enough Ferraris in the world for everyone to drive a Ferrari. There's not enough road in the world for everyone to drive a Ferrari.
Oh, you suck, bro.
This
guy just saw the Rubik's Cube in like 2 minutes.
Like 30 seconds. Literally 30 seconds. And it was messed up. I've been trying the whole show.
Okay. I'd like to make 2 points. Firstly, I'd like to notice that every time she played the devil's advocate, she wasn't playing the devil's advocate. She was playing the devil's sympathizer, which is okay. The examples she's given are examples of troubled people. People with problems, people with issues, people that need to be helped through these issues. When you say, look, this person was hurt by this person, so they have now projected it onto every person. And this is why they have this drive, and this is why they do that. It's the devil's sympathizer. We all understand that. We know of these problems. We all have problems. We all have problems, and we work through them. And another thing that she's pointed out as well is when people don't have the education to sort of deal with this with whatever their issues are. If they're poor, they don't have the education to understand that having things isn't about money. Maybe deserving things doesn't mean that you have to settle for less things.
All these sort of side notes. Yeah. You said deserving things. No one deserves anything in life. That's just it.
Thank you.
You don't deserve a thing in life. You were born. You deserve only the air you breathe.
Yeah.
And even that can be taken away from you.
Yeah.
No one deserves anything. End of story.
Everything else you get, you work for.
You work for, or you win
up for it,
or you are fortunate. You are lucky. Right?
So
you don't deserve a thing in life.
Even the most basic needs.
Your needs.
Water.
They are needs. They are needs. These things are needs. You need them to live, right? You don't deserve them. You don't deserve them. What did you do to deserve
You're
to live?
entitled to water, but you
Why do I feel like that? I was just on the question.
No, not you. In general,
Okay.
let me give you an example with myself, right? Oh, I heard this one song where the guy, it's an interlude. He was like, the guy speaks. He's like, I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. People don't want me to say this, but I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was born rich. I was born athletic. I was born with good parents, and I am lucky. I'm fortunate. I didn't work hard for most of the things I have, and I don't deserve most of the things I have, and that's just a fact.
I like that.
As we as humans, we like to have this thing where, oh, you're suffering, you don't deserve to suffer, but oh, you deserve nice things. No, you can't have it like that. You can't have it both ways. Either you deserve whatever you have, which is the good things and the bad, or you don't deserve nothing. And the fact is, you don't deserve anything. In life, you get what you have and you work with it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm a Stoic, so that's
That's deep.
You're what?
That's Stoic.
What does that mean?
That's philosophy. That's not
as uneducated people.
You were saying something about the devil's
Africanism,
advocate.
but yeah.
I saw it.
Africanism time.
I saw it.
Next time on
Can we talk about abortion sometime?
You can do it.
feminism, abortion.
I'm anti that. I'm so sorry. I'm anti-abortion.
You are anti-
Let me ask you a
I am
question.
anti-abortion.
Let me give you a situation.
Situation.
Go ahead.
Young woman is raped, falls pregnant.
Typical example.
Defend.
Let's say, let's say she's raped by her father, right? Okay, I'm going to be Christian about it because actually I'm Christian, okay? So that's why I'm anti-abortion so much, right? First of all, I was reading this book by Rick Warren and he talks about...
I'm sorry, as an aside, this is a conversation I want to have so badly. Continue.
I feel like you're going to keep attacking me
Wait,
because I'm Christian.
what do you want to
know? I am Christian too. My conversation that I want to have is on spiritual criticalness and how the sort of same equality you look for in other things is completely devoid when it comes to spiritual life in Christianity.
Next week.
So, this is a conversation I really want to have. That is
Time.
Yes.
Yeah.